Okay, here are three of the principals, and this is Wednesday, and the reading will be Thursday evening.
And we are not nervous at all. We have barely walked through half of it.
Now, Erle, I haven't even mic'd you up yet.
Oh, can't I say it?
You can say that all over again. That's perfect.
Yeah, you have it memorized? Okay.
I haven't memorized.
Okay. We'll mic them up, and we'll see what their comments are.
We are just very well prepared. We are reading tomorrow. We have only read through half the play. But we have a good idea. We can feel it. We will feel where we will be walking, right?
Right.
Be a great test of our acting chops.
Yes.
A lot of improv.
So lots of improv, lots of winging.
Lots of winging.
But the problem is we have to be verbatim.
Yeah. Gotta get the words.
That's the hard thing, the verbatim in the middle of the improv. I find that actually very.
But we get to have our scripts, so it's all good.
But then we can't have. See, the problem is we can't have your heads all the time in the scripts. Because then nothing is going on.
Right.
That's not natural.
So this job is actually really difficult.
I've noticed. Okay, Carrie, what do you got?
Shoot, ask me a question.
Okay, well, how do you feel about the process of changing and writing and rewriting and
I'm not rehearsing.
And not rehearsing.
Is this what you're used to?
This is not what I'm used to. But the good thing is I think that in every process of acting, it's really good that it's just like starting at, you have to know the bottom levels, you have to know the foundation, and you can understand the final product better so that it can make you a better actor when you know the process the script is gone through in order to create these characters that when you go to do a theater performance or you are on TV or an advertisement, you can really create that character, know that character, and know all the work that went into it, because almost all scripts go through this process at some point. And so knowing it, being a part of it, and seeing how it develops, and then absolutely having the ability to work with the writer directly and give your feedback is a really cool way to develop your foundation as an actor later for other things that have been done, like Romeo and Juliet and stuff. I mean, everything had to go through this process. So knowing it all, knowing the history of how it happens, makes you a better actor in all fields, I think.
Yeah. I think, from my point of view, what's interesting, I was just talking to a friend of mine with this, is that as a person, I have my little quirks, which I really like and which is part of my personality. And some of that, of course, will be in the play, but it's also important that what I'm trying to say reach people. So this is helpful for me to say, oh, you're not getting that, Then I'm thinking, maybe that's just, because it's too much just in my head. It's not quite enough on the page.
Right.
So it's been very interesting.
Well, and also I think as a writer, and just since we are a variety of ages, we'll use something in the script that's supposed to be contemporary, but then we'll be like, who uses behind the eight ball anymore? Or who, like, the audience we're addressing, might not understand a lot of the phrases we all probably still use.
That's true, but we can't please everybody.
No, you can't.
So I was thinking, I'm actually going to put one line back in, which the directors are not going to like, but I don't care. The one about the deep red dress, because I just love that. She had been married, had a lot of sex and all that. But
once you leave here, they're doing good work for y'all.
Yeah.
Once you leave here, you can put whatever you
I know. Because there's certain things which I feel are really, even only two people in the audience gets it, that's fine. That's fine.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
As the writer and the performer in your own writings, and you're in a process, how do you prepare yourself for feedback without the self-esteem or the ego, or like there might be something you're really passionate about and the director or one of us might be like, that line doesn't really make sense. How do you separate how your attachment to what you've done and are you open up to suggestions, and how do you...
I'm actually surprised at how unpainful that is. because what I feel is that I'm open enough to really hear what you're saying, and there are times where what you say that it makes sense.
Oh, sometimes you fight it, and sometimes you're just like, oh,
Right,
yeah, that's great, and then you change it immediately.
And sometimes I say no.
Yeah.
You know, I want that in there. But there are times where, oh, there she is. I have
Who's
to
the
talk to her.
director?
Boomy.
Oh,
Okay, Reed, real quick.
Yeah.
You're just starting your acting career.
Yes.
What are your feelings about this process?
Oh, goodness, this is such a lofty question for a novice actor. I said a lot of it in my intro. It's been, and I would mimic a lot of what Carrie said. Let me see if I can come up with something original.
So it's different than UVA.
It's different. Well, it's different than anything I've done. I mean, I've done a lot of theater, a fair amount, I guess. Again, I'm starting out, but it's just a whole different approach. The whole, you get to know your characters, but at the same time, little things about your characters are changing. So, for instance, Steve right now, we're having a big debate on whether he would use certain vocabulary. He reads a lot of philosophy, and so he has one phrase that it comes out very eloquent, and it's uncertain if an 18-year-old would use such words. And so there's a lot of talk if that character would make a sentence like that. And so your character, you get to craft the character with them, but that means when you're crafting a character, some things go, some things stay. So rather than, getting the text and creating a character from what you have and being set on that, you kind of have to be a little bit more adaptive. So, well, Steve doesn't do that anymore. So make that change. It's fun. It's fun. It keeps you on your toes. It's just a little different. So.
also, I think some of our personalities almost come into the characters a little more because it hasn't been solidified about how this character is. So I think it's almost by accident that some of our personalities might be getting written into it just because we're the ones here.
Probably so. Speaking for that
character.
Yeah, that's true. Because we are the first actors to do it.
Right.
Changing the lines is probably going to change in a way that we think
we can probably empathize better with.
Right. So there'll probably be a little bit of us in that new dialogue. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.